So in this chapter, we will learn about what is cost or loss function. During the training process of any of the neural network, we try to find out that expected output is how much deviated from your output which your neural network during the training process gave. And that difference or that way of calculation is called cost or loss function. And there is not a single formula or a single way of calculating the loss or cost function. It depends on what kind of problem you're trying to solve, okay, and what kind of a neural network you have. That defines what kind of cost or loss function you should be using it. And ultimately, what happens is during this, whatever values or cost and loss functions are uh, is giving, those output gets used for going back and adjusting your weights and biases. So, what is the cost or loss function? Suppose, for example, let us assume that you have this handwritten numeric uh, this number you have written it, and currently your network output is a probabilistic distribution is the output layer is activated. Some of these neurons are activated, as you can see that 4 is also actually activated, and 5 is also activated, and 7 is also activated. So this is your learning network, and it could not give you a clearly a probabilistic distribution where it can very clearly tell that what is this handwritten content is. This is basically a trash output. Okay. So now, what is our expected output? During our expected output, we expect that none of these other neurons should be activated, but only 5, and it should come very clearly or prominently. That neuron should be activated, and it should throw that, yes, that is the probability distribution of it. So how on this network we will calculate the loss function or cost function, where what we are doing is this is a probabilistic distribution of how much value 0 is expecting. Okay, sorry, the output what it is there and what is the expected output. Okay, we are taking the difference of it and we are squaring it up and we are adding it all of them. And that is one way when you're trying to solve this kind of problem where you are trying to read the handwritten content or something. Um, this way of cost or loss functions um, can be used and should be used, and these are the standards actually. There are a lot of other methods are also there for calculation of cost function based on what kind of network you have, like binary cross entropy. That is another algorithm that is used when you wanted to categorize in between the two classes. This is, I should say, the categorical cross entropy. Okay, there are another sparse categorical cross entropy also is there. Okay, hinge loss is there. There is Huber loss, cosine similarity loss. So based on what kind of model you're trying to train, you can use the different type of cost functions to make sure your network gets trained accordingly. And what is happening in your hidden layer um, decides the or output layer decides what kind of activation function decides what kind of cost function also you should be using. That's about the cost and loss function. Um, in the next chapter, we will see about what is gradient descent and how it fits into all of this. So far, what we have learned, like actually hyperparameters, loss and cost functions, your learning rate, how it affects the gradient descent. That's what we will see in the next chapter. So in this chapter, we will learn about what is cost or loss function. During the training process of any of the neural network, we try to find out that expected output is how much deviated